Hello everyone and welcome. Namaste. My name's Maria and today I will be guiding you through a quick intermediate morning yoga flow. If this is your first time on my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications whenever I upload new yoga videos every Sunday. All we're going to need today is one block. If you have 2 blocks, you can grab them, but we won't need anything else other than that. So meet me on your mat and we'll begin in a supine laying down position. Feet are as wide as the mat and the knees fall in. Shimmy the shoulders underneath the heart space and take a moment to just settle in. Take one big breath into the belly, fill up the belly, and exhale out through the mouth. Bring your knees into your chest for full wind pose. Squeeze your knees tight, one inhale, and exhale to release both feet to the ground. Take the right foot, right ankle, and place it over the left thigh, the left upper thigh, the left knee, coming into recline pigeon pose. Thread your arms and hands through that space and lift that left sole of the foot off the ground. You can keep your leg here or you can straighten that left knee, getting a slight stretch in the hamstrings as well. Your fingers are interlaced behind your left thigh. Make sure to flex that right foot to protect that right knee. Finding a stretch through the outer right hip here and maybe the left hamstring. Good, and release. Bring the left sole of the foot to the ground. Send the right foot up to the sky, toes pointing up. Plant your hands onto the ground right next to your hips. Press into that left foot and squeeze your glutes to lift your hips up for one in-breath. Inhale and exhale to drop your hips back to the ground. Release that right foot down. Bring the left ankle and bring it over top of the right knee or the right upper thigh. Thread your hands through your legs behind your right thighs. And then option 2, lift the right toes up, getting a nice hamstring stretch in the right leg as well. But the focus here is for pigeon pose, so make sure you're flexing back through those left toes to protect the left knee. And maybe getting a nice stretch in the outer left hip here. One more in breath. And exhale, release the right sole of the foot to the ground. Lift that left leg, left toes to reach up towards the sky. Plant your hands and your palms onto the ground beside your hips. Press into that right foot. Squeeze your glutes to lift the hips, coming into a one-legged bridge. Inhale. And exhale, lower the hips back down to the ground. Lower the left leg to the ground. Inhale, bring your knees into your chest once more. And then this time, we're going to extend the knees to come towards the armpits, so send the knees wide. And then start to lift the heels to stack on top of the knees, coming into happy baby pose. Grab wherever you can here. The outside of the foot, the ankle, the shin, the outer thighs. Your hips and your low back are pressed onto the mat. Shoulders pressed onto the mat. Maybe tuck your chin a little bit to create some space through the back of the neck. Breathe into the lower belly, the low back here. Send the heels up towards the sky. Inhale. And exhale to bend the knees, release. Grab your knees and rock forward, coming onto your hands and knees for cat-cow. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. We'll drop the ribs, lift the gaze, lift the chin. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale to push away from the mat, tuck the chin into your chest. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, lift the gaze, pull the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, send the tailbone down, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, lift the gaze, squeeze the shoulder blades back behind you, lift the tailbone. And exhale to ground down through all your knuckles, push away from the ground, arch through the upper back, send the tailbone down. A few more times, moving with your own breath. Good, and then come back to neutral position. Take your one block or your blocks and place them on the upper corner of your mat. You're probably going to need them there. If you do, that's where you will need them when we come into our next set of poses. But once you're here, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, tabletop position, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, inhale, and exhale to lift the hips, high downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here, finding what feels good. Bend one knee and then the other. And then settle in, send the hips high. Push down through all 10 knuckles, especially that pointer finger, knuckle, and thumb. Rotate the inner elbows outward towards the front of the room. Biceps rotate back. Inhale to lift the right leg up high to the sky. Hips are level. Exhale to bring the right knee to the nose and then step that foot through in between your hands. Make sure the feet are on 2 different railroad tracks here, so set up your feet nicely. Plant the left hand, open up, lift the right hand up towards the sky, coming into a gentle twist and a low lunge here. Inhale. Exhale, lower the left hand to the ground. Place your hands onto your hips, lift your torso up, and then pivot on the back foot so that your back foot is a 45-degree angle. Lower the heel, coming into warrior one, lift the arms. Inhale, stacking your head over your heart and your heart over your pelvis. Both of your hips are facing towards the front of the room, staying strong here. Inhale, and exhale to straighten through that front knee. Move your back foot up slightly. This is where you can grab your block, coming into a pyramid pose, fold over your front leg. Your hands can come on the ground, they can come onto the block or your shins, whatever feels comfortable here. And you might feel a gentle stretch through the back of the right hamstring. Slight bend in that front knee. Good. Move the block, plant your hands next to your right foot, bend that right knee, and lift the left leg high for standing splits. And then exhale, lower that left foot next to the right foot. Bring the toes to touch, heels apart, or whatever feels more comfortable for you as we come into chair pose. Bend the knees, sit back into your sits bones, knees over your ankles, lift the arms, inhale, and exhale to fold back over your legs. Inhale to halfway lift, hands to shin or hands to thighs, pull the shoulders away from the ears, creating space through the back of the neck. Inhale once more, and then exhale to fold back over your legs. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Inhale to shift forward all the way onto your toes. Exhale to lower halfway down to chaturanga or all the way down. Your vinyasa, moving into up dog or baby cobra. And then we'll meet in upward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here again. Ground down through that right foot. Lift the left leg up high. Hips are level here. Inhale, exhale, bring your knee to your nose, and then step that left foot up and through in between the hands. Move your feet around so that your feet are on 2 different railroad tracks so they're not in one straight line. Plant your right hand on the ground. Lift the left hand, left arms up to the sky, coming into a gentle twist as you turn to your left side. And then release your left hand back to the ground. We'll bring our hands to our hips. And then lift your torso, pivot on the back foot, 45-degree angle, keeping a bend in the left front knee. Back foot is straight, coming into warrior one. Lift the arms, stacking the head over the heart over the pelvis. Both hip points are facing towards the front. Inhale. And exhale to straighten out through that front left knee, bringing your block once again to help you as we straighten out. Walk your right foot forward just a little bit and then fold over your left leg. Move the block, plant the hands down, bend the left knee, and then send the back right foot up to the sky, coming into standing splits on the other side. Inhale. Exhale, send the right foot back down next to the left foot. Bring the toes together, heels apart. Coming into chair pose again, send the hips back, coming into a seated position, knees over the ankles. Inhale, send the ribs away from the thighs. Option to come onto your toes here for an added challenge. Send the fingertips back, and then we'll stand up. Straighten out through your whole body. Reach your arms up to the sky as if you're holding a big beach ball. Take your right hand, grab onto your left wrist, and take your arms over to the right side of the room. Gentle stretch on your left side. Plug that left shoulder back. Inhale back up to center. Switch your grip. Left hand grabs onto right wrist, and then take your hands over to the left side of the room. Gentle stretch on your right side. Plug that right shoulder back. And inhale back up to center. Exhale to fold back over your legs. Forward fold, grab onto opposite elbows, and maybe just rock a little bit from side to side here. Let gravity do a little bit of the work. Relax the neck. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Good. Plant the hands on the ground or the fingertips on the ground. Walk your feet out to a little bit wider than hip width apart. Heels in, toes out, and start to come into a yogi squat, malasana, garland pose. Once you're here, bring your hands to your heart center, bring your elbows wide, push your elbows into your knees and your knees back in towards your elbows. Your heels can be lifted here if they need to be. Just taking a moment to reconnect with your breath here. Inhales and exhales through the nose as we start to slow down our breathing. Bring your fingertips back behind your hips. Sit your hips and your sits bones down. Cross your legs coming into a seated position just for a second. Interlace the fingertips back behind your low back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Press the palms together and send your knuckles down towards the ground as you open your heart. Lift the chin. Inhale and exhale to release. From here, extend your feet out, straight out in front of you. So maybe move back on your mat just a little bit. We're going to bend the knees a little bit here. Bring your block back if you need to. This might be a good place to use it as well. We're going to allow our backs to round and gravity take over in this gentle, passive forward fold. So bend your knees as much as you need to here. Rest your arms on the ground and then just fold over. Wherever your forehead lands, just let gravity kind of take over. And we'll be here for about 5 breaths. Slowing down your breathing. You can close the eyes here too. Slowly roll up. Move your block off to the side. Scoot forward on your mat and then make your way back to a laying down position again, supine. Snuggle the shoulder blades underneath the heart space. Keep the soles of your feet on the ground. Scoot your hips over 2 inches to the right and then let your knees drop to the left side, keeping your knees stacked, keeping your right shoulder on the ground. Hands come out into a T. Option to look over to your right fingertips. Come back through center, keeping the soles of the feet on the ground. Scoot the hips over 2 inches to the left as you drop your knees to the right side of the room. Option to look over to the left fingertips. And then back to center. Straighten out the hips, bring them back to center. Extend the legs out long, let the legs and feet fall wide on the mat. Palms face up, maybe bring your hands onto your belly and your chest. Returning to our breath for the last pose of the day, Savasana, to seal in our practice. bring your attention inward. Focus on how you feel now versus when you first started. Start to relax your face, your forehead, your eyebrows, that space between your eyebrows, your mouth, your tongue, your cheeks, and your neck. Soften the shoulders. Relax the chest and the belly. Soften through the hips, the glutes, the thighs. Relax the knees, the ankles, the toes. Return to your natural breath. When you're ready, bend your knees, bring your knees back in, roll over to one side, and then push yourself up with your top arm. Return to a seated position. Bring your palms together and bring your thumbs to your heart center. We'll close out this practice with one more deep breath in together. So in through the nose, and open mouth, let it out. And we'll take a moment to bow the head. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, yogis. I hope this practice served you in whatever way you needed for this morning. I'll see you next time.